Hey, Shaky here. Just got done driving the Daytona coupe. Thought I'd do a little video and talk about it a little bit. I think everybody knows it's a 1965 Shelby Daytona coupe replica built by Factory 5. You've seen on my channel a lot of videos of me driving it and running around, but today I thought I'd talk a little bit about some stuff. The drive I did today, ran out to a weigh station, got a weight slip in preparation for my VIN inspection so I can get it registered. Surprisingly, it was heavier than I thought. Most people say these cars are around 2,500 pounds. My car ended up being 2980 with 3/4 of a tank of gas and me sitting in it. So without me in there, right around 2,750 pounds. I guess I'll just walk around the car and point out some stuff. So I'll start with the brakes. With the big 14-inch Wheelwood super lights in the front, and I think it's 13-inch in the back. Got these from Gordon Levy. They work just fine. Kind of jewelry on this car, I've heard other people say, just because it's overkill. I like them. I like the way they look, and then if I start doing track days, it would be nice to have them. So those are the brakes. Engine is built by FordStrokers.com. Jim and Nicole there did a really good job, helped me out. It's a 363 small block Ford, a Dart SHP block that Jim put together for me. He included the intake manifold and the serpentine system, the accessory drive. That's a Billet Specialties True Track setup. I am running the engine lowering mounts I also got from Gordon Levy. I don't know if you can see them down there. But those drop the motor about an inch, and with that little bit of help, I can run a Edelbrock Super Victor intake. Jim Wood says it's worth about 30 horsepower to run that intake, so that's what I went with. And I can fit a 3-inch air cleaner on top with a 1-inch drop base, and it clears the hood just fine. See, there's no scratches or anything on the inner side of the hood from the air cleaner. Fuel injected. It's a Terminator X Sniper Stealth throttle body, so that's working okay. I've had issues with it. Runs super rich. In fact, after about 8 or 10 starts of just kind of idling around and tuning and stuff, I fouled all the spark plugs. I took them out and they were just full of carbon buildup, and the engine wouldn't start. So replaced all the plugs and now it's fine. So I'm going to try and take it out to a tuner who knows a lot more about EFI than I do, and see if they can help me out with that. But that's on the list of stuff to do. Also did Billet Specialties for the power steering reservoir. You can see power steering pumps down there. This is coolant overflow, and that's washer fluid reservoir. Got wipers and then the washer fluid nozzles on there. Going around the car, I just use the Factory 5 mirrors. Those are just fine, especially with the assistance of the Autovox T9 I got there. Mounted it to the dash instead of in the window. I think it gives you a lot better visibility, so I did that. I went with the locking gas cap. I think that's from Breeze, so that's in there, works just fine. Got the rear hatch glass tinted. I will say that the tinter didn't do an awesome job on the rear hatch glass. It's starting to bubble up already in some spots, so I'm gonna have to get that redone in the future. With fire suppression system, Safecraft is the people that I got the system from. Works really well. It's operated off a pull handle. See a pull handle right there in the dash, so you can pull that pin and then pull the handle and it'll pop off. There's 2 nozzles in the passenger compartment. I don't know if you can see it. There's one there, and then on the other side, that's the other one. There's also one in the engine bay, hidden in there, if you can see it, pointed right at the motor. Stainless steel hose, connecting all that stuff. I want the trunk box here. I still got to make the lid, but it's nice to have a little place that keeps all your stuff from sloshing around. access panel for the fuel pump. All the fuel tank, fuel pump, all that stuff was provided by Mike Forte, and then I got the fuel pump from Breeze Automotive, I believe, if I can remember right. Underneath the fire extinguisher, you can see right there, it's a little access panel. That's where I have the fuel pump, fuel pressure regulator / fuel filter combo. That was provided by Breeze. That way you only run a single fuel line up to the front of the car. So there's a supply and return line that go into the fuel pressure regulator / filter there, comes back to the tank here, but then there's only one line that actually goes to the front of the car. That's run through the transmission tunnel, and you can see it comes out through the firewall right there. That's the one fuel line. No issues with that. System set up so far. Still going around the car. Did the NRG quick release with the Russ Thompson. Most people seem to do that. Also have the wiper washer set up that most people on the forum seem to go with. The specialty power windows. This is a switch that comes with it. And then you can see my dash set up. Digital guard dog as well here. So that single button, that button right there, if you can see where I pointed. Single button that runs everything. Terminator X screens right there. Tremec T56 6-speed with a QuickTime explosion-proof bell housing. Got all that from Modern Driveline. All the work I've done with Modern Driveline has been really good, including the reverse lockout module, control module that's mounted. It's behind the dash there. I was going to show you, but behind the dash. Anyway, I had a failure of the first module they sent me, but they replaced it immediately and sent me another one. It haven't had any issues with the reverse lockout module at all, and that works pretty well. You basically have to be stopped, not rolling at all, and then you can go into reverse on the T56. I got the horn. That's my horn button. In addition to the turn signals, high beams, hazards. Down here, just below the steering wheel, you can see is my battery cut off. So right now it's on, pull on, push off. Probably controversial to a bunch of people, but I connected the battery cutoff to the negative side of the battery. I know that's not kosher with the NHRA, but kind of made sense to me. I think I'm going to use it more of to save the battery anyway, not as like an emergency shutdown type thing. So that's there, so I can access it while I'm driving the car via this push handle. If I'm working on the car, I need to shut it down, I can just grab and flick this switch here. So 2 different spots I can do that from. Headers and exhaust, those are from Georgie at I can't remember the name. Gas in headers and side pipes. I ordered the polished, but he sent me the just brushed finish. He said if I want to trade them out later, go ahead, but prefers to have people install the headers initially without polished stainless. That way they don't get all scratched up and stuff. If I want to pull them out later and send them back to him, I can. Pipes are super loud. I know they're the quiet touring pipes that he has, but at least for this motor and the way I got it set up, it is loud. So next thing, I guess, talk about the brakes. So standard balance bar brake behind the access panel here. I ran 3 reservoirs. I got them labeled here: front, rear, and hydraulic. I kept looking to find out, why do people run 3 separate reservoirs on these factory 5s all the time? And the only reason I could come up with was that first of all, you want your front and rears to be on a different reservoir, so that if you have a failure, you don't lose all your braking. I can run out of fluid or have a failure in my front, and I still have my rears. For my hydraulic clutch, I'm running a hydraulic throw-up bearing. That says you cannot use high temp brake fluid. I guess that'll eat away at the seals in the throwout bearing. It's by tilting. So in the future, if I start tracking the car and I want to run a super high temp brake fluid in the front and rear, those are not compatible with the hydraulic clutch, so that leads to three master cylinders. Sorry, 3 reservoirs. I guess I'll also say with the T56, I had to run a super large diameter bore master cylinder with the T56 hydraulic throwout bearing. I believe it's a 7/8 diameter. So take that for what it's worth. You need a lot of fluid movement to get that thing to work and manipulate the clutch there. Fan is the one that came stock. Shroud was from I got that from Russ Thompson as well. And that kind of completes the walk around of the car. I haven't really done any body work on it. I'm basically just getting it to the point where I can drive it for a season. I know a lot of people do that, but just looking to drive it for a season, work out the kinks, and then get painted this winter. Well, there's the weather isn't there to go around driving. I just went over 100 miles today total on the car. I think I got about 107, I think. No major issues with it, other than, you know, the Terminator X is running super rich, which is supposed to be fixed hopefully by a tuner where I can get it there. And then initially I had this radiator hose down here, that coupling right there, I had that pop off early on. But I just used a better coupler and tightened it more, and it works just fine. Other than that, no real issues with the car. Needs an alignment, so we'll get that done shortly. But other than that, it drives pretty good. Should hopefully have it registered in the next couple of weeks. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. Thanks for watching.